The Fall by Roman Luxury-Yacht. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. Proverbs 16:18. I pushed my foot down on the bar, stretching the spring weight, whilst remembering to keep my other foot in a tree pose, pushing it down until my leg was like the base of a tree, forcing its roots deep into the earth, and keeping perfect balance. I felt like birds would alight on my upstretched hands, singing their songs in gratefulness of having such a balanced perch. I repeated this motion until I felt the resistance make my quad tremble. After a set of 20, I swapped feet, but kept the same perfect balance. That's good, Benny, but don't let that bar spring back further than 45 degrees. James was focused on the proper execution of the exercises, all which he assigned himself to the patients. He quickly referred to the clipboard in his hand. Of course, I said, but it was like I heard it again for the first time. I redoubled my focus on the exercise, making sure I got the full benefit from the effort, pushing down slowly and letting it up under my weight even slower. Under the sea, came the singing from the station next to me. Christina was engrossed in her exercise. Weights went up and down in time to the song. Is that the song from The Little Mermaid? I inquired of Christina. It sure is, she said happily. I love that movie, with all those cute crustaceans, she said as the sensation of burning thighs and the sound of stretching of springs fell away into the background. I walked away from the stepping exercise machine and over to the Pilates machine. I muttered, contemplating as I adjusted the springs on the machine. That sounds like quite a happy song for such a tragic story. Tragic? Christina responded from under her nest of pulleys and springs. I've only seen the movie. I haven't read the story. I just can't imagine the little mermaid singing that song when she attempts to kill the prince with her enchanted dagger, I said without looking up. I set the spring one notch heavier. I was feeling good today. Oh, I heard from the next machine over. I didn't realize it was like that. As a school teacher, Christina, do you get the opportunity to teach morality tales with consequences? My daughter's class studied Lord of the Flies in grade 5. Now that's a book with a lot to learn from, I further pontificated. I rose high on top of the Pilates machine as I got in place for my groin stretching exercises. Take care up there, Benny, James said. Sure will, James, I've got this, I replied from well over 2 meters above the ground and had a commanding view of the exercise machines whilst listening to their clanking and springing as we all worked them. I blame Disney for stripping these stories of the consequences from the moral actions of the protagonists. Do you know Pinocchio was hung from a tree in the original Italian novel? I said, happily divesting everyone of their cherished childhood memories. As I pushed the spring-loaded base away with my foot, I turned around to see sour faces. I just think it's important that if you tell a morality tale, that they come with, "Oh no," I thought to myself as I lost my balance. I started to list backwards, but I knew it was all futile. Sad faces turned to horrified looks when everyone realized what was happening. As my weight shifted further backwards, I couldn't hold myself upright anymore. The last thing I saw before I fell was the fear of paperwork come over James's face as I fell backwards into the machine and thumped down on the floor. I opened my eyes and looked up to see 3 concerned faces looking down at me. I continued, "Morality tales should come with consequences." The end.